Today, I'm gonna tell you a story about one brave little Yordle. Maybe you've heard it already. Everyone in Bandle City knows this one. Bandle City is an incredible place, full of magic. It was built by us Yordles, and we filled it with our dreams. Every Yordle can find a way to be happy here, with the help of their friends. But when this story took place, not everything was perfect. Once this paradise got sick, and it was torn apart. Our hero lived on an island at Bandle City's outskirts, Yarnville. Back then, our hero was a shy homebody, whose daily routine consisted of only two things: knitting lessons with their teacher Gramps, and spending time with their friend Clover, who would come over and talk for hours, dreaming about the future. Our hero could barely imagine the adventures waiting for them. Well, actually, they could. Because this is exactly how our story begins. It all starts with dreaming big. Yordles from all around gathered for another party. Well, this wasn't just another party. This time, Ozzy promised something very special. I mean, he always promises something special. But this time, he gave the honor of starting the party to someone else. It seemed like our hero knew what to do. He had some special knitting knowledge after all. But then everything went so wrong. The portal started to collapse. It sucked away the entire party mood. And a couple of unlucky Yordles, like Ozzy and Clover. And that was just the beginning. There was a chain reaction, and everything around Bandle City started to collapse. Bridges shook and fell apart. In Greensprout Grove, a great tree fell. A huge blast rattled Gadgeton. And something happened to Inspiration Isle. Nobody could tell what exactly was wrong there, but they could all feel it. In this hour of danger, Bandle City was lucky to have a protector like me. When I fight for what I believe in, I never lose. Well, maybe I sometimes lose a little hope. It's hard saving everything and everyone all the time. But I started with saving our hero, so they could help me, but not like they helped Ozzy, if you know what I mean. At last, the button was back where it belonged. This knitter house was fixed and ready for some magic. Now that's some high-level knitting magic! It even scared our brave little hero. Just a bit. For a second, it seemed like something was wrong. But then, suddenly it worked! The yarn was perfect. Gramps would be really proud. It was time to put the parties aside and go back to the basics. Knitting with yarn. And it was a piece of cake. Good thing our hero had been practicing for 100 years. And then it happened. A real working portal! The magic artifact was ready. It's always good to see magic working right. But sometimes it can be a little complicated. Here, our hero's magic could help. That's much better. got its own magic back. For a second or two. It was time for some gardening magic. Our hero tried to cheer the seed on. He shouted, "Come on, little one! I believe in you!" Winds love kindness. That little seed took courage from our hero's cheers. Too much courage! The flight was fun at first, but later on, it was a bit of a bumpy ride. Any Yordle would be scared by something like this. But our hero was brave. Soon Gadgeton appeared in the distance. Our hero held on tight and tried to believe everything would be all right. And soon the island seemed to believe too. It was the first party since Ozzy's Catastrophe, and it was amazing! The coolest Yordles from every part of Bandle City were having a blast. You could feel the happiness and unity in the air. It started to form a new portal. The threads of unity filled the whole city. Yordles felt it on every island. It was the last step before saving Clover. This adventure started with a party, so ending with one seemed right. We wondered, was this the end already? Well, my Yordle friends, the answer is no. This story is far from over. Long ago, Greensprout Grove was a windswept, barren wasteland. Then the Yordles decided to transform it into a blooming paradise. First things first, they decided to plant a tree. A gigantic tree. It became a symbol of life. It protected this island from wind and gave it shade and water. And soon the once lifeless island was full of different kinds of plants. They grew their farms and gardens in the shade of the tree. But in the portal disaster, the tree fell down. Everything they worked for was in danger. Then, our brave hero came to Greensprout Grove. Our hero brought back the hope of fixing everything and helped the Yordles believe in their dreams again. Yarnville was a place for Yordles who cared about their friends and their community more than anything. Sure, they loved knitting, but they were missing something. They missed fresh experiences. And how do you get fresh experiences? By traveling and meeting new friends, of course. They put on their magic backpacks and went to explore Bandle City. Those brave knitters visited every nook and cranny. They traded with Yordles all over the city and helped them where they could. They told stories from their travels and inspired Yordles with new dreams. They threw incredible parties where all Yordles could have fun together. But most importantly, they knitted a magic portal on every island. Their portal network made it easier to travel across the city and helped to bring all the Yordles into one big community. It was a huge success, but soon it felt like there was no more exploring to do. These knitters gave in to apathy. Soon apathy turned into resentment. This was the feeling that made them split from the rest of Bandle City. When Yordles explore their interests, or just have fun together, they create magic. This kind of magic unites all Yordles with powerful bonds. Magic threads! The knitters wove those threads to make their magic portals. And those portals bound the scattered islands of Bandle City into a tight community. But over time, the magic threads connecting us all wore thin and started to break. And that's how we got here. The city was in great danger, and our missing friends were lost between the portals. Yumi had a good plan to save the lost Yordles, but it was a little convoluted. And our hero would definitely need some help to succeed. Inspiration Isle began as just a bunch of small rocks. Bandle City's most artistic and passionate Yordles lived there. And even though they focused on their art, their inspiration was lacking. In their search for inspiration, the Yordles on these scattered, lonely rocks became a tight-knit group. But only outsiders, the Yordles from other islands, could give them the inspiration they were looking for. And all their talents finally bloomed with fresh color. But with time, the Yordles got bored, and their ideas became stale and repetitive. And the portal disaster pushed them into an infinite loop of disappointment. But then, our brave hero arrived. They brought new colors to Inspiration Isle and filled the Yordles there with hope. From a distance, it looks like Gadgeton is made entirely out of clanging metal and flying sparks. Long ago, Heimerdinger lived here with a metal helper. He built a laboratory, and soon other Yordles followed him. All of them loved to invent new stuff and craft cool things. Their hard work transformed the island. The sound of hammers on metal was everywhere. And then came the sparks. They planted lamp seeds in empty soil and grew the Great Electro Garden. Time flew by, and Heimerdinger's destiny called him to a different place. And then, the disaster ruined everything. No more clanging, no more sparks. But our hero brought back hope to Gadgeton. A new sound, the sound of dancing, marked a new beginning. Ever since Yarnville was separated from the rest of Bandle City, the knitters there forgot their calling and found new hobbies. Everyone but Gramps. He tried to save the craft of knitting from going extinct. He found new students and taught them everything he knew. Gramps' old school approach did not go well. Soon, the only student left was Ozzy. and he had his own ideas about how to help Bandle City. They got into a fight, and Ozzy left. He had his own vision. Knitters are destined to throw parties. But even Yordles can get bored with partying, and Ozzy wasn't ready to admit that Gramps was right. Instead of asking Gramps for help, Ozzy teamed up with Veigar to make things right. As you know, it didn't go well. Ozzy was stuck between portals without any way to fix what he'd done. His only hope was our hero. Clover made Ozzy believe that her friend would do anything to save them. He just hoped that our hero could be a good knitter and a good friend. He just had to hope. Long ago, some of Bandle City's Yordles were looking for a new mission in life. Being a hero and protecting Bandle City sounded exciting. So Gramps knitted a special magic pocket to serve as a base for a team of heroes. That pocket held everything a hero could need. But the problem was that nothing that bad really ever happened in Bandle City. And soon the pocket was abandoned and forgotten. Something unusual was happening at the beach. Everyone there felt so carefree and happy. The water was sparkling, just like the vacationing Yordles' eyes. It had been so long since they felt relaxed. The tension was gone. There was finally space for new creative ideas. Greensprout Grove needed a new tree to protect the land. But even the biggest and strongest trees sprout from the tiniest seeds. It takes forever for a tree like that to grow. But this seed was magical, and it was filled with the dreams of the Yordles who planted it. It didn't take long to grow. Mystery shampoo that had caused so much trouble was finally put to good use. At first, it seemed like it wouldn't work, but then the storm roared to life and the lightning flashed. No one had ever seen such a powerful storm before. A few lightning strikes charged the whole network. The Yordles and Gadgeton were overjoyed. One Yordle especially. Yordles from every island helped to bring Yarnville back. Thanks to their hard work, the cannon was ready. It only took a couple of seconds to point it at the island. Bullseye! They hit Yarnville dead